wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Are you tired? Try my new spicy energy drink. I'm sure it'll wake you up. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. La da 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 da. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Ready, steady, go! Go, Barbara, go!
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dinyarza, it's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else.
This new shipment of items are
Trust
also
me, just take my
ridiculously
word for it.
overdesigned. I need to sell these now. Interested in joining the Light Novel Society?
Trust me, just take my word for it.
Let's talk about Dinyarzad first. Among the countless dreams, Once Junior Zod could no longer such a small fragment of consciousness where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have.
So it looks like we did manage to save Junior Zod in the end. And not a moment too soon.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
Alright, you two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conry.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater... As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it would...
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some...
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned you, but I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because... But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have... No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine.
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali, I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary,
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of... However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata and...
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they!
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the god of...
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zeros.
Thank you for the kind words. But trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to every once in a while. I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom, and enlighten a lost soul here and there. There has never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken this... I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely... I think they're deliberately trying to hide some...
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to... Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams. Got it. I hope... To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero Samsara.
Go and get some sleep. Leave
What a relief.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We...
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her.
Ad Astra Avisas.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any...
Commissions, huh? Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a...
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears... In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting...
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes.
From when she said, Ad Astra Abisask?
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was in my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the night of
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream?
No! By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen?
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. No way,
You mean it'd be...
No, it's not that. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals.
That's a good point. Spoken like...
I've already tried that. But all the key members of the academia, it seems that from the very...
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
In any case, we're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru...
Are we really... Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right?
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of...
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind...
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sage.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still...
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she that we ran into her basically every time the Sumeru's festival repeated it? Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always...
I've always liked observing all kinds of people. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allow...
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty...
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star. Later on, she was soon after. The star began to waver, but in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research, but she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the...
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. To prepare, let's go check out some of her... This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the...
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing...
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between my...
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh. My friend here has some doubts regarding his future. Can we get a
It would seem that Haruten...
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
This should be our final stop. Sataria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure. But you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So, how do we set that up?
Well, King Deshret is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had...
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form.
Exactly. So, best of luck with in person.
Huh? Best of luck? But...
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing it.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do that?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be...
Alright, then let...
best idea I have ever had.
Oh, here she comes. Satori, let's quietly follow her. Once as for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. Paimon's starting to feel kind of... Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find out...
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your
Okay then. You just seem to... Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they?
So, which fortune do you want me...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you...
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods... The gods are asking, Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home? Do the gods really know it?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The god...
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine... And, if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to...
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest...
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you wish to
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has... I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She did well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the... Aw, Nahida, it seems like you all I know are some abstract Haravatot theory. Anyway, enough of that. Let's... He's out of games now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some... Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos, and has begun... He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because...
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Deshret? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... You've also become...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one...
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway...
Come on! Sataria's...
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something? Wait, did you just say attic? I thought this place didn't...
Well, the restaurant recently added an attic. Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated...
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all...
Jishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satari is still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price.
You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become.
Child of King Deshret,
Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in this, but no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia and its sages, and to correct them. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Please tell me, what can I do for you? I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zerus festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... Let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow.
The academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to...
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our...
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves it well. Now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway...
Such defiance.
Don't you think my craftsmanship deserves a higher...